talk about some college. Yes, NCAA Scott era has begun.
It was terrible.
I have finally arrived here. I've been watching a lot of college football over the last, really since the season, since the first Colorado TCU game. I was like, no, I'm gonna start watching other shit too. So I am not as knowledgeable as probably my two co-hosts here, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there as far as where I think I should be, as far as knowing who I need to be knowing about. But we're gonna talk about the three main quarterbacks is being talked about right now, man. Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Michael Penix Jr. And by the way, Desmond Howard is still and probably got to be in the Paul's chamber for the what he said on College Game Day last week.
He need to be arrested.
Yeah, he needs to be arrested.
He was really tweaking with that.
He was tripping on that, man. But I think, all three of us, we have invested interest in this because we're Bears fans. And
don't say that. Don't say that. Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
We're Bears fans.
I told you.
We're Bears fans.
The two of you have interest.
No, you have interest too. Dante doing that thing where he act like he don't care.
Your ass got Desmond Ritter. Chill. You got a little too much dip on your chip right now. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Remember where you from.
Don't get it twisted, G. I will never be a Falcons fan, but right now, like I told y'all, bro, I'm checked out. Like they in the same box as all the Jerry Reinsdorf teams. Like until I see it, I'm not finna sit here looking at scouting reports. I don't care what quarterback they get. They gonna fuck it up. Like until you show me otherwise, until we get a coaching staff in here that we know can develop a quarterback, until we see some things change, bro, y'all got it.
I mean, it's hard to argue against that. I mean, we've been seeing this for our entire lives. I'm gonna be, I'm 34. Scott, your birthday coming up. Dante, you coming up. We all pretty much the same age, and they are gonna fuck it up. I mean, but I am interested because I think right now where we stand and going into week 7, I think the tea leaves are starting to fall that. The Bears are going to lean heavily on possibly taking a quarterback with one of those two picks. It might not be the first pick, might not be the second pick. We got to see where everything falls at the end of the day. But I'm definitely, watching those three. I think right now, Michael Penix Jr. is in the lead for the Heisman. Caleb Williams was trying to be only the second player ever to repeat as back-to-back Heisman Award winners, and Michael Penix Jr. is making a name for himself. Drake May is looking really good out in the ACC. I believe UNC is 6-0 or 7-0. So they're going to be all three of them will be playing in big games. I mean, tomorrow, we got a back-to-back big games for USC. They stunk it up against Notre Dame, and now they come back and they have a conference game with Utah, where USC is favored by a touchdown, but Utah can present some problems. So it's fucked up, but this is where I'm at. My attention has shifted to Saturdays, and it's waned off from Sundays.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, of course, we all know the Brad Biggs report, and we'll get more into that, during the local hour. But the Brad Biggs report came out today about, the Bears are going to be looking for quarterback if they do get the number 1 pick, which I think you can pretty much put 2 and 2 together. Now, I have been I got sources who told me that pump the brakes on that. That's not 100% what was going on with that article. I'm not going to say more than what I can say, but let's just say that, not to say that the Biggs is wrong in his reporting. Biggs is very, very factual in his reporting. There's anything I give Biggs, he doesn't write bullshit. There's one thing we said about Biggs. He's very great at his job. He knows what he does. But I was just also told that it's not like set in stone that they're 100% moving away from Justin Fields. But I think if you're looking at, these three quarterbacks here, man, I think the number one thing, I got to give credit to Mikey. I got to give credit to my homie Sean. When we think about Drake May, you think about a North Carolina quarterback, what's the first thing that comes to your mind if you're a Bears fan? Mitchell David Trubisky. And I was just instantly like, I'm not dealing with this white quarterback from basketball school. But then I went and did a little more research, and I will be watching him going forward for the rest of the season. This dude is not Mitch Trubisky. He's a very accurate passer. He's taller than Mitch. He has a great deep ball, pause. And he looks like he has more control of the offense. And of course, remember, Mitch wasn't starting when he first got to North Carolina. Drake May this team is winning because of him. not because of other things. I feel like that's something to look at from here on out. Michael Penix Jr. had a great game last week in a very competitive game against Oregon. I'm going to be watching him for the rest of the season. Like you said, Mike, he's probably like the leading candidate for Heisman. But, as much shit as not much shit as we talk, but I feel like Caleb Williams is under the spotlight, and rightfully so, with all of the hype that's around him, all the different with media coverage. And I'm not going to get off. I'm not going to, cancel the kid because of he had a bad outing on last Saturday. But I will be paying attention to the rest of the games. That's a very tough schedule. USC got a very tough schedule. So not only is Caleb fighting to continue to have his draft stock look good, but also his team is fighting to still make it into the playoff. To get them a game. So I feel like that's going to be something to watch for the next couple weeks. And so it's fucked up as Bears fans that we already here on week 7, but I do feel like it's more than just a Caleb Williams race right now.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that from the standpoint of the quarterbacks. When you look at everything, all things standing, Drake Maye is, as of course, as like you said, as Bear fans, the first thing you see when you see number 10 for North Carolina is Mitchell Trubisky. But when you hear about his background, being from an athletic family, just the way he prepares, everything he's done up to this point, and the success, like you say, he's 6'5", he's mobile, he can move around the pocket, he has a rocket arm, so he has everything you would want from a quarterback. Michael Penix Jr., same thing. You hear about his work ethic, how he eats, sleeps, breathes football, and like he's really just wants to go out there and go get it. We've seen everybody rave about Caleb and everything he's done since he was 16 years old at all the camps and everything. So it's definitely going to be an interesting conversation, and I think like I didn't want to do this, like I said, but in terms of the Bears, when you have 2 picks, I look at the Houston Texans, what they did this year with CJ Stroud and Will Anderson. Yeah, and so you look at the left tackle for Penn State. You look at Marvin Harrison Jr. You look at a lot of possibilities for them to do some things. So I agree. Obviously you want to everybody's keyed in on Caleb, and rightfully so, just based off everything he's accomplished. But I think in terms of college, you also have to know everybody's not going to be that hit, immediate hit. And when you put that on somebody and they don't come out and succeed, and how do they respond to that? And so, he's been, he's been catered to in terms of Lincoln Riley building the system around him and always, being there for him. So when he's removed from that, how does he respond? How do we react? So it's something to think about with every quarterback. But I mean, as far as the Bears, you look at the Texans, and I think that should be a blueprint. If you do decide to go away from Justin Fields, you have an opportunity to get a, potentially franchise-changing quarterback as well as another cornerstone at a key position.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. And I think, I think we need to pump the brakes on the generational talk. I think that's one of the number one words that gets thrown out there. And in every sport, generational talent. Victor Wembanyama, generational. Caleb Williams, generational. You got to look at what are you critiquing that off? What are you basing that off? Yeah, he played terribly against Notre Dame. He also played great against Colorado. I think when you're scouting these guys, you got to take their best game, throw it away, take their worst game, throw it away, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. I think the Bears are starting to, as Bears fans, we're seeing that with Justin Fields. Yeah, he looked great the last 2 weeks, but those are the outliers. You throw those away and you look at the whole sample size. The eye test never lies. So the Bears, regardless whether we want them to give up on Justin Fields or not, whether we agree with it, everybody has their own, thinking when it comes to that situation. The Bears are set up in a perfect situation to take a quarterback. This is what Ryan Poles did last year. This is what the extra lottery ticket that he provided himself by trading the number 1 pick to the Carolina Panthers and recouping a number 1 this year. So you just have to watch these guys over the next couple weeks. And I think from here, we're going to start to see, what you like. If you like the Justin Fields type of player with the ability to maneuver in the pocket, yeah, it's definitely an incense. We out here vibing over here. Somebody, yeah, we vibing over here.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is that?
So if you're looking for somebody with the big playmaking, scramble, can make something out of nothing, then that would be Caleb Williams, who, if we're being real, we got that in Justin Fields. If you're looking for the pure pocket passer, tall, stand in the pocket, allow, routes to develop or throw it anticipatory throws. Now you're looking at a Drake May and a Michael Penix Jr., and they all have their own warts. But the one thing about Michael Penix Jr. is, he's all about football, like Dante said, but he also, everybody comes with their own baggage. And I got the Kyrie say. everybody comes with their own baggage. Michael Penix Jr. has, I believe, 2 torn ACLs that he recovered from that he had over in Indiana. Yep. So, that's something that you're dealing with. So my attention is moved to Saturdays, and we scouting. Obviously, we know about Marvin Harrison Jr. We know about everything, but we gotta let the rest of the NFL season play out and the NCAA season play out.